In this video today, I am going to give you 10 ways that you can make money in 2021 as a teenager. It's going to be great. Stick around. You're going to learn a lot. Let's get it. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Nate, and I'm here to help you master your money. So I think that there is one thing that is true for people at any age, and that is most people anyways are looking for a way to make extra money on the side. And so I've made videos for those that are at my stage of life. I've made videos for those that are beyond my stage of life. But now we are going to focus on the side hustles that you can do as a teenager that you can make legit real money doing. And when I say you can do this as a teenager, I mean that's assuming you don't really have access to a car, you really can't set up a bank account, certain things like this. We're gonna go forward assuming these things. But that does not mean there aren't really solid, good ways to make some extra money on the side at this age. So I myself have actually done several of the items that are on this list here, and I'll let you know what they are once we get to them. But really the most important thing here is for you guys to be able to learn how to make a little extra money on the side. So I'm gonna show you guys in just a minute. So I have a list of 10 items. They're not in any particular order, except for the order that I thought of them and wrote them down. So that's how we're gonna go forward. At number 10, we have recycling. So you can actually make a decent bit of money recycling cans and scrap metal, and you don't need to be a certain age to do it. You can do it however old you are. If you can pick things up and put them in a bag and bring them with you to the redemption center, you can make some extra money with this. When one of my friends and I were younger, probably like 12 to 13-ish, we would actually go ahead and clear out all the cans from basically the whole neighborhood, go to the store walking about a half mile to a mile with these massive bags on our shoulders to go and redeem them, to buy soda and candy and all that good stuff that 13-year-olds need to survive. But even though we were younger, we were still able to get a good bit of money back from the things we would go and redeem for the time we put into it. In total, from every haul that we did, we would get typically about $30, and that was enough for us to go get snacks, food, movie tickets, go-kart passes, all that stuff we were able to do with just a little bit of work and some cans. But this isn't the only thing that you can actually do this with. If you actually go ahead and do other kinds of metals like steel, aluminum, or even copper, you can make even more money. My dad was an electrician, and so he'd have a lot of scrap wire laying around. So what I would do rather often is I would take that wire, take the insulation off of it, and put it in a bucket. And once a year, I would go ahead and take that to the redemption center and bring that in as scrap copper. And I would get about $100 for that just because copper at the time was worth quite a bit. And so this is a very, very easy way for you to make money regardless of what your age is. Number 9 on the list is gonna be buying and selling and repairing phones. So this is a little side hustle you can pick up with very minimal skill and time put into it. All you really need to do is get a phone repair toolkit and a few spare screens off of Amazon or eBay. Order that. Once you have that and watch a few YouTube videos on how to do it, you can actually go ahead and start a screen repair business for people on their phones. And if you don't want to bother learning how to repair phones, you could simply just buy phones for cheap and then sell them for more at different places. Simple as that. And at number 8, we have digitizing photo albums. So there's one thing that every family has, and that's typically a lot of photos laying around. I know my family does, and they all honestly need to be digitized so we don't lose them because we're really good at losing things. But I almost guarantee you someone in your family probably has a whole bunch of photos that they're worried about losing. And if something were to happen, like a fire, flood, or even if some mice get into the boxes where the photos are at, those memories could be lost forever. So starting a business where you take these photos and put them onto a PDF, put them onto a flash drive or in the cloud, that would prove to be an invaluable service you can provide to families. And this is a really, really easy one to start because someone in your family, odds are, has a lot of photos laying around. So if you go to them and just ask, hey, grandma or auntie, can I go ahead? I'll take these photos, I'll put them on a flash drive or onto the cloud. We'll have them safe and secured for you, and I'll charge like $30 to do it. Go ahead and approach things that way, and that'll help them, and that will give you a little bit of extra cash so you can go ahead and save, invest, or really do whatever you want with. At number 7, we have being a YouTube video editor. Now, many of the larger creators that are out there don't actually edit their own videos. And so what they do is they'll hire someone on Fiverr, or they'll find someone to do it just on the regular for them, and they'll have them edit their videos up while they're sleeping. YouTubers that live and work in the US, they'll hire someone from Europe or Asia to edit their videos for them, so that what happens is the person in the US They'll record their videos for the day, send the footage to the person on the other side of the world, and while the person that's living in the US is sleeping, the person that's over here living in Europe or Asia is editing the video. And so by the time that next day comes around, there's a video out, edited, and ready to go for the creator so he can go on keeping his creative process going, but still being able to get content out and released on a regular schedule. Now with editing, there is absolutely a learning curve. You can't just pick it up and do it perfectly immediately. It will take time to learn. So use YouTube to learn how to edit YouTube videos. Kind of meta, but that's how I learned to do a lot of things that I do. I edit all my own stuff, and I think it comes out okay. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really good at this whole thing, but I'm learning as I go, and it absolutely is doable even if you have no prior skills in videology. I don't know what it is, but video stuffs. At number 6, we have washing windows. So this is a pretty straightforward, simple one. You wash windows, people pay you, simple as that. All you really need to get started doing this is gonna be a ladder and a squeegee, and you could probably borrow a ladder from your neighbor or your family. And then if you need a squeegee, they're like $12 at Lowe's, so that's 2 problem solved right there. And the best way to start doing this is really gonna be to go to your friends, family, neighbors, whoever's around you, already knows you, get some business going, and then go from there as they refer people to you. Once you have this going, you can get your friends helping you out and you can make a little window washing empire. Now on to number 5, and this is what I call local services. And this is really a blanket statement for any landscaping, handyman work, moving, anything like that. If you're an able-bodied person, doesn't mind working outdoors, primarily this could be for you. I know that every single game system and video game that I had for years was paid for by lawn mowing money, and then also picking up dog poop money. Yes, that was a thing, and I made actually decent money doing that. Other examples of local services would be selling firewood, snow removal, odd jobs, painting, and, well, anything else you really can think of. There are so many opportunities in here, and a lot of the time people don't have the time, or really they don't want to do a lot of things around the house they need to be doing, and so they will hire you with no problem at all to go ahead and do that and help them out. On to number 4, and that is going to be to resell vintage clothes. Now this is something that I've kind of done. I still do today a little bit, but not quite, and I'll explain how that goes. So I have done quite a bit of reselling clothing. What I'll do is I'll find things at thrift stores, and then I'll go ahead and sell the items on Poshmark, and I've made decent money doing that. But what I've not done is done vintage clothing, and what I've just seen from vintage stuff is whenever you put vintage in front of the name of the clothing item, immediately it's like doubled for no reason at all. So there's actually a lot of possibility there for a little bit of arbitrage. Go to a thrift store, go to yard sales. You can find a lot of older things and anything like old bomber jackets, old denim, like genuinely vintage items. You take these, you sell them on Etsy, and you can sell them for like, you bought it for $2. You can go ahead and sell it for like probably 30, 40 bucks in some cases. And on to number 3, this is gonna be to start up a mobile oil change business. Now, oil changes may seem daunting to some. They're really quite simple operations. It's really just drain the oil out, put new oil in, change the filter. That's really it. It's pretty simple. You can YouTube how to do that on specific vehicles, and it won't take you very long to figure out how the process works and to be comfortable doing it. And if this kind of a side hustle sounds really good to you, well, awesome. It's actually a really solid business model, and you can actually make decent money doing this. People will usually go get an oil change when they absolutely have to, and it's kind of a hassle to do. Usually they're not open when people are, off work, and so it's kind of just a hassle. And if you can go ahead and do that while they're at work, so they don't have to really worry about it, you go to their office, or you go to their work, or even go to their home, you do it in their driveway, they will very happily give you a $50 bill just for making their life a little bit easier. And the great part about this here is you can upsell from the base price. So you have your base price for an oil change, and then you go from there. Say, oh, your car's a little dirty, let me go ahead and wash it. Or I saw inside and your carpet's kind of dusty and dirty, let me go ahead, I'll vacuum that out, I'll clean it up, make it look nice. Just clean all the trash out of the car, make it look presentable. You can upcharge on that where necessary. Now, be ethical about this. Don't say,
you need some blinker fluid because you're heckin' low, bro.
Don't do that. Come on, guys. But you definitely can leverage upsells to make a few extra dollars with this. Coming in at number 2, I was the guy that did this one in school, so just putting that out there. But this is actually selling food in school, specifically gum and candy. So in a similar way to how movie theaters charge $12 for a box of popcorn, You can actually go ahead and charge like $3 for a pack of gum in school just because you're in school. So you buy the gum for like 20 cents, sell it for $3, you're in business. This one's really great, really straightforward, and you shouldn't get in too much trouble for it because you guys are kids, you can get away with it. So go for it, make a few extra bucks. And honestly, this one's really straightforward and easy. And once a few people from the school know you're doing it, you're gonna have constant customers coming to you. So keep the supply going because it's probably gonna go relatively quickly. All right, and number one, my last side hustle for you guys today, this is gonna be to start a podcast. Now, you may think that you need to be 18 to start a podcast. Well, you don't. One of the great things about podcasts is you can just talk about literally anything with very little script, and you can go ahead and just upload it and people will listen to it. It's a very simple, straightforward model. And then once you have a good enough following, you can start putting ads on your things. And before you know it, you're the next Joe Rogan and you're running a $100 million podcast. Anything's possible, but people are really genuinely making serious money doing this. And if you start now while you're in school, while you have some extra time, you can build it up over time and make a real business once you graduate and become an adult. Now, there's really only one thing that you need to be able to do this, and honestly, the one thing I would recommend that you have is an external mic for your phone. If you just have a phone and a microphone, you can record audio very, very easily, and that's gonna be one of the best ways to be able to do this. Okay, guys, so that has been 10 ways that you can make money as a teenager. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you got a lot of value from it, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. I post multiple times a week, really solid videos, teaching you guys how to make money, save money, invest money, and rule the world with some sweet, terrible, bad jokes I have to make. Anyways, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.